Well, hello there, Skywinders. Welcome back to another episode of Skywind007. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at this. This is the Midland Weather Alert Radio. And here it claims that early warning is your best protection. And it will connect to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. And it claims to protect you against tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, fire, and earthquake. So if you've been watching the news, you've heard about Hurricane Ian, and then there was this hurricane in Pakistan, and all these hurricanes all over the place in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Central America, and it's just destroying everything. So this is getting worse. All these, I believe, due to the climate change, these hurricanes are getting more devastating, and we're getting a lot more floods than I've ever seen before. So that's the reason why I got this, because I think it's important to have. And it is a radio connection. It is a radio station, because if you're relying on your phone for everything, the phones can go down very easily, especially when everybody connects to the internet. Then the system goes down. So let's open it up. Okay, so this is it, and before we proceed, I want to read this back over here. It says, same easy programming to receive alerts for only your area, your local area. Stay protected during power outages with a battery backup. Select from Spanish, English, or French, and customize alert options. And you do have an alarm clock. So that's pretty cool. So it has an alert message over here, backlit, tricolor alert level indicator. So that's gonna tell you if something's really, really bad about to happen. And it has an instant local weather. And that's it. So let's open it up again. So wow, this is interesting. Very nice and shiny. I don't know if you can see that. So the battery will be back here. That's the backup battery. But normally, I believe you'll be using the connection right here, which is an old school connection. So that's interesting. So you do get instructions here, and they are a lot of them, and I don't think you can skip through this. So what I'm gonna do is go through this, and I'm gonna do a sort of tutorial so you can look at it, how it works, if you already bought one, and then I'll tell you if it's worth it if you haven't bought one yet and you're considering it. So let me stop the camera. Okay folks, so I have looked over this, and although it does look complicated, it's really not that complicated. So this just instructs you how to set up your device for initial use. So let's plug it in. So you plug it in on the back, and it'll give you the model number, and then the time will start flashing. So the first thing you want to do is set up the time. So you go to menu, press menu right here, and then it already shows select time. There are other options, but we're going to stay right now for set time. So press select, and then choose the time that you want to set. I'm going to do 3:17 p.m. 3 1 3:17 p.m. So press select, and it has been set. The time is set. So if you press menu, it'll record that time. So it's 3:17 p.m. Let me see if I can turn on the lights a little. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. So the next thing you want to do is press menu, and then let's go for language. So press select, and then you have a few languages. 3 languages: English, Spanish, French. So we're going to leave it at English. Press select, and then press menu, and it's gonna save that. So now we have set the time and the language. So press menu. Now I want to do the location. So let's do location right here. Press select, and I'm going to do a single location, because you can select multiple locations, but I think single is better. Press select, and then I already have it in Houston, Texas, but you can change that if you want. So press select, and you can do Canada, you can do US, well, just two countries, USA and Canada. So if you're not in those two countries, forget about this device, it's useless. So let's do USA. Press select, and then you have 50 states in the United States. So I am in Texas, so I'm going to look for Texas. It's a very big country. So many locations, but we'll get there. There we go, Texas. So press select, and now it's going to ask us what part of Texas. So I'm in Missouri City, but there's so many cities in Texas that I might have to settle for a close. See if we'll ever get to Missouri City. Huh. It's not included. So let's just do Houston. Houston is the next city over. So I live in Missouri City, and Houston is the next big city. So I guess these are only the main cities, not the tiny city like Missouri City. So here we go, Houston. So that's the next city over. So that's like 10 minutes away from here. Press select, and then we have the location set. So press menu, and it's going to save that. So at this point we have set the time, we have set the location, and we have set the language. So let's see what else we should do. We can set the channel. So let's press select. So you pick one that works.
Winds 10 to 15 knots. It's around 3 feet. Winds and seas higher and
I'm gonna leave it on this one. So press menu, and it's gonna save that. So now we have a channel, we have the time, the location, and the language. So let's do something else. So we set the, let's do the, so we set the, let's set the alarm. Let's see how that works. So press select, alarm, we're gonna turn it on. Press select. So we're gonna do 3, and then 3:25. Press select, 3:25 p.m. and then press menu, and it'll save. So let's wait 3 minutes. Okay, so that was that. That was not impressive. So anyway, that's how you set the alarm. So let's go back to the menu, and let's go back to that alarm. So I want to turn off the alarm. Press select and press off, and then press select again and press menu, and it's saving it. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is change the beep button beeps. Press select, I'm going to put it on, and then press menu, and press menu again, and it's going to save. Okay, so now the beep is turned on. So press menu if you like it like that. You can leave it like that or turn it off. I'm gonna turn it off, so press select, leave it on off, press select, and then menu, and it's saving, and now it's turned off. So press menu again for a different choice. So let's set the events, press select. So let's see, all the events are turned on. You can turn them all off or do the default. So let's edit the events, press enter. So you have the administrative messages, let's enter, and you can turn those on if you want or off. I'm gonna leave them on off. So press select, now go up. So you have avalanche warnings, but I don't live anywhere near mountains, so I'm gonna turn that off. So press select, so avalanche is off. So now we have boil water warning. I'm gonna leave that on because I do want to get that warning. Press select. Blizzard warning, I do want to leave that on, so press select. Child abduction, let's leave that on, press select. Coastal flood, I don't really live near the coast, so let me turn that off, press select. And let's see what else. Dam watch, I do not live near a dam, so I'm going to turn that off. And we have this this last thing right here. This is a practice demo. Let's turn it on. Dust storm, let's leave that on. Evacuation watch, leave that on. Flash flood, leave that on. So flood statement, I'll leave that on. Flood warning, fire warning, leave that on. Flash freeze, I'll leave that on. Hurricane, of course, I'll leave that on. I live in Texas. High winds, I think I'll turn that off. Never had any issues with wind. Iceberg warning, I'll leave that off. National audible test, I'll leave that off. Network notification, I'll leave that on. And there are some more power outages. I'm not gonna go through all of these because there are too many. So let's just go out and save, and there we go. So the events are saved. So let's go to menu. So we have set the events, we've set the beeps, the backlight. So let's go in the backlight. So you have three options. You have the backlight off, norm means it's going to turn off by a timer, or always on. So I'm going to leave it on normal. So press select, and we already set the channel. Let's do an alert test. Press this select. So that's how it's very loud, by the way. Alert type, you have three choices, I believe. You have voice, tone, or display. So I'm going to leave it on voice. And we already set the location, we already set the language, we already set the alarm, we already set the time, we already set the events, the beeps, backlight, channel, alert test, type, and the location. So we've done everything as far as the menu. So let's save everything. There we go. So the next thing I want to show you is this right here is the volume up and down. Let me get my pen. Volume up and down. And if you go over here, you will get the messages. If you missed something, like you were outside and you came back and there was a message, you'll get it here by going up or down. So right now I don't have any. And here, over here, I know you can't see it, but it'll give you an advisory, information, watch, and warning. So these are the three LEDs that you can't see because I don't have any information about that right now, because everything's okay right here in Texas, so I'm not getting anything. So that's how that works. So let me turn off the lights a little. So now I want to show you the weather. This is the snooze, the weather snooze button. So if you want to hear your channel that you set, you press over here.
4 feet. Tonight, east winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Tuesday, east winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Tuesday night, southeast winds around 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Wednesday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet. A chance of showers and thunderstorms. Wednesday night, south winds around 10 knots, becoming southwest after midnight.
Okay, so that's basically everything as far as this. And over here you have a choice to turn on the weather radio. You can leave it on or off. If you turn it off like that, you're not going to get anything, and you can see that there's nothing flashing there. So let's turn it back on, because that's the point of having this. Let's turn it back on, and you'll see that flashing right there. That means that it's turned on to the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration information. And that's it as far as its function. You can also do this right here. If you lift that up, it'll kind of tilt a little, so it looks a little better that way. You can of course extend the aerial or umbrella. I was gonna say umbrella, I mean antenna, if you want, and you can connect an external antenna if you want. And of course, the most important thing I would think is the batteries. So let's go get some batteries and see what that'll do. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some batteries, so I'm gonna leave it plugged in so it doesn't lose the time. So you go to the back right here. These are AA batteries, by the way. Put them in. And there you go. So now let's unplug. And there you go. So it's unplugged, and it still keeps the time and everything else. So that's what the batteries are for. So you can use the batteries just for using it independently, or you can use them as backup. So you can connect it like that and they'll work as backup. So I don't know which one's better, that's up to you. I would rather use it independently like that and just run on batteries. And of course that's going to drain the batteries a little bit faster, but I think that's more acceptable for me. Another cool thing about this is that you can put it on the wall if you want. It has this, but you are going to have to hammer your wall. So that is it. So I think that everything seems to be working well. And the cool thing about this is that you can still use it as a clock and an alarm. You don't have to just use it for the weather. You go to the menu and then you look for alarm, and then you press select, turn it on, press select, and then you set your alarm. Select menu, and that saves everything, and you're good to go. And here you got the indicator right there that the alarm is gonna turn on. Let me zoom in. That's your indicator right there, because if you turn it off, like that, saving, so that icon is gone. Okay, so that was that. Now let's go for the final thoughts. Okay folks, so we have reached the end of this review, and my final thoughts on this device is that it is good. It's pretty good. I don't think it's the best one, but I think there's other ones, but they're really expensive. But for the price, this is fairly good. I know that they have these $200 and $300 weather stations that you can buy, and you have to connect them to the roof, and you'll put an antenna on the roof if you want to do all that. So those are better if you're very serious about this. But I think for the average person, this is excellent. So I'll give it a 5 stars out of 5, and I don't see any flaws about it. Everything's great. So I will be reviewing some other weather alert radios. So this is the first one I bought, but I'm gonna buy some more, and I'm gonna compare them all and see which one is my favorite, and I'll let you know how that works. I'll leave some updates in the description. I'm not gonna make another video of this because that would be too boring, but I'll leave some updates on the description and see how this is working out and how the other ones are gonna be working out. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and thumbs up.
Thank you for watching Skywind007. Please give us a like and subscribe.